What's up, world? This is Coach J here on this beautiful Tuesday. Just wanted to come on here today again and share some more parent tips with you on today. Also, some information for young people if you watch this video, some information that may be helpful for you as well. Also, if you are watching this video on YouTube, please hit like, please hit subscribe. I appreciate it so very much. So let's go ahead and dive in. Today, we're going to be talking about critical thinking. As a parent, teaching critical thinking is very important because we want to create a world where young people are able to critically think and make good decisions. And you may be asking, well, how can I go about cultivating critical thinking in my child? And I'm going to give you about 6 tips on ways that you can cultivate critical thinking in the life of your child or your children. Or if you're a coach, a mentor, a teacher, you can cultivate this in the students that you serve. The first thing you can do is encourage questions. As a parent, a lot of times our parent model doesn't always give room for questions. It's like, don't question me, I'm the authority figure. But if you want to cultivate critical thinking, it is absolutely imperative that you allow space and encourage questions, right? You want to encourage curiosity in your child. You want them to ask questions. And not only you want them to ask questions, but you as a parent also want to ask questions about their world. What is going on at school? What is going on with their peer group? And allow them to be able to keep you informed, not only about what's going on, but what they think about the world around them. You'll be surprised at what your 11-year-old may think about the world. You'll be surprised at what your 10-year-old thinks about the world, thinks about politics, thinks about the community that they live in. You will be surprised. So do not limit what you think they understand based on their age. They know more than what you think they know. So the first thing is encourage questions. The second thing is promote problem solving. Sometimes as parents, it's difficult to see our children struggle, but we want to promote problem solving. And the more that they're able to fumble through complicated matters and come up with solutions, the better problem solvers they will be in life, because life is going to be filled with problems that they're going to have to solve. And also, I want to encourage you to scenarios, create real life scenarios, and allow them to problem solve and come up with solutions around those scenarios. What would you do in this situation? What would you do if you were faced with this at school, or faced with this when you're hanging out at a park? And running them through those real life scenarios, when that situation come up, they'll have the data to pull from in their mind about how they can go about solving the particular problem that they are facing and up against. And also, you can also allow them to put together puzzles. Puzzles is another way to create problem solving, especially difficult puzzles, because they have to sit there and use their brain on how to start piecing things together. So allowing them to put together puzzles is another way to cultivate critical thinking and promote problem solving. And then the third thing is to engage in Socratic dialogue, engage them in thoughtful discussion, things that they may be interested in. It's not a one-sided conversation, but it is a conversation to where you're welcoming their thoughts, welcoming their opinions, welcoming their ideas in this two-way conversation, and also challenge them to think deeper. A lot of times young people, they give you, the one-word responses. They don't give you much information. Challenge them to think deeper and to really, pause and think about what it is that they want to say before they respond. That's another way to engage in Socratic dialogue and cultivate critical thinking. The fourth thing is to teach reasoning skills. This helps your young person, your child, to think logically. Teach them how to analyze information, not just to see things for what they are, but just think a little bit deeper about, what is this I'm facing? Why is this coming up? Where is this coming from? And also teach them how to identify patterns. If every day I look this way, this happens. Or if every day I feel this way, this happens. Then they can start piecing together like, okay, this is a pattern that I'm going through. This is something that is happening daily when I'm at school in the hallway at this time of day. So again, teaching them the reasoning skill, teaching them how to analyze information, teaching them how to think logically. Also, encourage reflection. At the end of the day, when they come home, encourage them to reflect on how their day went. Encourage them to think about, what went well. Think about what didn't go so well. Think about, okay, if something didn't work out for me today, how can I problem solving and plan for the next day to have this particular thing to work in my favor, and also reflect on their actions. What did I do today, right? How did I behave today? What took place in class today? How were my peers today? Just have them to reflect, and that's another way to cultivate critical thinking. And the last one, point six, is provide diverse perspective. Provide diverse perspective. How can you do that? Expose them to different cultures. If you live in a predominantly, Caucasian area, or predominantly African American area, expose them to other cultures. Take them on the other side of town if possible. Show them movies, television shows, different things on Netflix, TED Talks that will expose them to different cultures, different perspectives, different viewpoints. Also, experiences. Take them on vacation and trips that will immerse them amongst different populations. I know one thing that I'm always excited about and proud of is the fact that my son has lived in, 3 or 4 different states and even in another country and traveled the world. And so his perspective and lens around a lot of things in life is different from his peers who have not been fortunate enough to travel. And so the next birthday, the next Christmas, the next holiday that comes up, if you can afford it, take them on a journey and create an experience, not just, we're going to this destination for no reason at all, but make it a experience. Go to a museum, take them to, something in the community to where you can see different heritage and different cultures and different backgrounds about cultures outside of themselves. And so again, the 6 points today that will help you as a parent cultivate critical thinking is point number one: encourage questions, right? Encourage questions. Because your child asks a question, it doesn't mean that they're questioning you. Number two, promote problem solving, right? Don't be that helicopter parent who wants to jump in and fix everything for your child. Allow them to stumble, allow them to bump their head around a little bit. It's going to be okay. You're going to create such a strong, valuable individual if you allow them space to problem solve. Engage in Socratic dialogue. You want your conversations to be two-way conversations. Even if they're talking about something that's on their level in their world, sit there and hear them out, entertain them, and be excited about participating in that conversation. Even if you don't know anything about the games they play, the YouTube videos they like to watch, just be excited to have that two-way dialogue with your child. That's a beautiful thing. The fourth thing, teach reasoning skills. Teach them how to analyze information. Teach them how to begin to read between the lines about things that they hear, things that they experience. Because young people nowadays feel like what they hear on YouTube is law. If they seen it on YouTube, it is absolutely factual and is absolutely the truth. And so we have to teach them, how to analyze information and read between the lines to figure out what's factual. The fifth thing is encourage reflection. When they come home at the end of the day, just reflect, think. And the sixth thing is, again, provide that diverse perspective. I hope if you're watching this video, that you have been able to take a nugget away from it. I hope that you as a parent can go begin to implement some of these things to teach critical thinking. If you're a young person, I hope that you can be more aware as it relates to these 6 things to start cultivating within your own self your ability to be a critical thinker. Critical thinking skills are very, very valuable. Peace out, Coach J Gone. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit like, please hit subscribe.